Hey guys, let's talk about loading your fucking rifle today. All right, got my Midwest Industries ultra lightweight rifle here, and it ain't got no bullets in it. So I need to get some bullets in this big hole. I'm going to bring the gun up in front of my face just like I do for a reload, so that everything's always the same. It's a free practice rep if you look at it as a reload repetition. So once it's up here in front of my face, I'm going to get a magazine and I am going to put it in the gun. I'm going to push it in and I'm going to tug it, and if it doesn't come out, I know it's seated. Now, once it's all the way in there, I got to get some from the magazine into the chamber. I'm going to grab the charging handle, run it all the way to the rear, and let it go. Charged up, ready to roll. There are two schools of thought on how to charge a rifle. Some folks like to use the charging handle and say, don't use the little button on the side. Some folks say, use the little button on the side and don't touch the charging handle. There's pros and cons to both. I don't fucking care which one you use. And I'll tell you the pros and cons to both. So if you run the charging handle, which is what I traditionally do, what's great about it is if the bolt is forward, this works. If the bolt is locked to the rear, this works. So it works no matter the placement of the bolt. You can't really say that about the button on the side. So if the bolt is locked to the rear and you stick a magazine in there and push it, it works. However, if the bolt is forward, like it is right now, and you grab a magazine, you push it in there, you give it a tug, and you hit the button, nothing will happen because the bolt is forward. You'll have to come back and run the charging handle. So, the downside to the button, it only works from the bolts to the rear. The downside to the charging handle is if when you bring this back, if you ride it forward, oh look, malfunction city. So you need to run it all the way back and release it in order for it to work. So if you don't do your part, you can cause a malfunction. The other thing that I talk about with folks, the danger of the charging handle is it moves this direction. It is shitty aluminum. I don't care if it's 7,000 series, 6,000 series, it's aluminum. If you push this direction on the charging handle while you're running it, you'll bend it. If you push this direction on the charging handle when you run it, you'll bend it. If you twist the charging handle when you run it, you'll bend it. If it's bent, it'll go in about this far, wherever the bend is, it'll stop, and you'll have to take the gun apart into two sections to take it all apart. So it's a game-ending malfunction if you don't run the charging handle correctly. So the con to the charging handle is, if you don't run it correctly, you could cause problems. It will work whether the bolt's forward or the rear, as long as you do everything right. The button, you can't fuck up, but it only works if the bolt is to the rear.